It's always a pleasure to come to D.C. In fact, thank you very much for coming. Thank you so very much. The reason why I have to thank you guys, just as related as you, boy didn't go to school. But whenever people come to listen to him, he wonders why. For real. I made it 1 year of age now. And I'm staying this boy than I used to be when I was 14. I should change. I wish I could. But I could never find what to change to. I had to remain me. So, this evening, with your help, which is the greatest help, you and me, we're going to travel on a journey into our DNA. I think it is necessary. Journey to tap into our DNA. Why should we? It is in our DNA that we find the answer. We want to thank the American Medical Association. We want to thank the Chinese yin-yang. We want to thank the Japanese 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤. We want to thank the Indian 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤. Why do we want to thank them? Because they made great efforts trying to help us. Sure they did. They couldn't do it. They could not do it. It wasn't their fault. It was our job to do. So this is a boy that didn't go to school. At age 20, he found himself a merchant seaman. Traveling the world. Africa, Asia, Europe, South America. I speak two languages. Born in Honduras, 1933. The 26th of November. I'm 81 years of age now. The boy. I couldn't participate in anything. My brother, he was a theologian. He didn't listen to what I had to say. He was a theologian. He went to school, I didn't. Well, I wasn't bothered by that because he went to school. I was always a little boy who thought he knew everything, and I still do feel that way about myself. I've never changed. Why I felt this way about myself, I don't know. The boy that didn't go to school became a steam engineer. And as a steam engineer, he decided to go this journey of healing. Why? I'm Mexican. Mexican knew more about me than I did about my own race. This Mexican lived in Cuernavaca, Morelos, 1964. The brother is sick. I'm impotent for 2 years. I am diabetic for 4. I am asthmatic for 30. And I'm angry. I'm very extremely angry. So angry, I want to kill my wife. And it was never her fault. It was all me. But I was that sick. I went to Chinese healers. I went to African herbalists. I went to many herbalists and healers, and they didn't help me. But I went to Mexico, and the man said to me, "Sit down. Where are you from?" I said, "From Honduras." He said, "I cannot talk to you." And that is why. Because black people doesn't come from Honduras. And that is the God in heaven truth. black folks do not come from Honduras. Maya, Lenca, Paina, not black people. So why you tell me you're from Honduras? I said, I was born there. I said, you may have been born there, but your DNA is African. I said, you're right. I am an African. Well, I'm satisfied. I'm comfortable. Now what? He said, well, if you take a careful look at the arrangement of life, you would see why you have asthma. You would see why you're impotent and diabetic and obese and weigh 291 and you're angry. When God placed black people in Africa, God did not put any cows in Africa. He did not put any hogs in Africa. Neither rice and beans and yams. God did not put any yams or cassava in Africa. He didn't put any corn. He didn't put any wheat. These things are hybrid. They are made in a laboratory. They aren't African. And this is what makes you sick. What do? Stop eating. For how long? A day or two? No, 90 days. I said, how am I going to live? How are you going to live? You say, are you crazy? You asking me how you're going to live? You've been eating rice and beans and hot dogs and big feet all your life, and because I'm going to stop you from eating it, you ask me how you're going to live. You say what you were eating was killing you. Well, I stopped, and every disease left. I got a job in the county as an engineer, and I was going to work with all these herbs, and my friends laughed at me. What you doing with these things? I said, well, I was killed by them, so I want to research more into them. I'm a steam engineer. Working with herbs? Yes, there is a relationship. Because steam engineering, you are addressing and you're working with the science of thermodynamics. And so the human body, heat exchange. So as a steam engineer, I noticed that the only thing that causes the machine or the whole unit, the plant, to go bad is either there is no heat or there is obstruction in the tubes. And we use a system and a chemical called 𝐥𝐤. You perform a chelation to clean the tubes of the boilers. I worked there for 10 years, and I applied the same system to the human body. Cleansing. Cleansing away what? That which didn't belong in our biology. Because you see, I'm a little boy that didn't go to school, but had his eyes on a naked woman in the jungles of Africa. Now what does she have to do with everything? She had to do with everything. The naked woman in the jungle that I worship today and help me to reach the understanding as to what healing is like. That black woman in the jungles. How did she come into the picture? Well, you see, as I quit my job in 1980 to go on a journey to Dominica, I was wrong. You see, I lived a life that was wrong all my life. I was wrong. First of all, to begin with, my mama wasn't married to my daddy. That was wrong. That was out of wedlock. Then, my daddy died before I was born. So all I knew was the voice of my mama. Well, according to the philosophy a daddy. Well, I didn't have a daddy. I had a mom. A mother. Just like you. My grandfather told her, don't send him to school. So I didn't. So as I grew up, this black woman in the jungles now is coming into my face because I began to research into homeopathy. Nobody in homeopathy is curing any disease. I look into the yin yang, the microbiology, the acupuncture, acupressure. But I didn't hear anything about Africa. And why should I hear about Africa? Because my genetic predisposition is different. I do not fit in all these entities. I am that African that tells you I am different. But I live in a world that even though different, I am given the food of another and the medicine of another. Is there something wrong with that picture? I think so. So the boy set out to do this journey. But as I look at this black woman in the jungles of Africa, she didn't have any disease. She didn't have any hospitals. She didn't have any doctors. She didn't have any medicine. She died of old age. In researching her and her environment, she didn't even have a toilet. Oh my God, the woman didn't have a toilet. Why? Because her fecal matter was alkaline. You see, that naked woman in the jungles, how does she connect the dots? She connected the dots because all she had in her environment was phosphates, carbonates, iodides, and bromides. These are considered by scientists to be food and vitalizers. I know she had to have something with her because the other entities of healing wasn't doing anything. But as I looked at that naked woman, she showed me and gave me the answer. You have to go to the jungles and find the plants that she ate. It's simple as that. I'm not a scientist. I'm not wiser than you. I'm not even educated. Because I have never been trained. It's common sense. Just like the eagle. And when the eagle makes its nest up on the hill, who teach that eagle to weave that nest? Did she go to school to learn to weave the nest? Or she was born with it genetically? In her gene, in her DNA, it was indelibly printed. Just like the beaver. He makes the dam to catch the fish. Did he go to school to learn to do that? No. So when Dr. Sebi claimed to cure AIDS, and he didn't go to school, wow. That is true. You know that? Well, if you tap into our DNA, you would see that curing AIDS and sickle cell and blindness is Sunday school play. How do we get into our DNA? According to science, disease is germ, virus, and bacteria. That is science. The African way, not membrane has been broken, and the mucus that now resides is covering the cells. Simple as that. There is only one disease in the world, not two. What do you mean, Dr. Sebi, there's only one disease? This is the Supreme Court of New York. I was arrested. I was arrested because of my mama. And incidentally, it was in the city of D.C. that the ad was put together. 2010 Kendall Street Northeast. Who did it? 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. AIDS has been cured by the 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤 Research Institute. And we specialize in cure for diabetes, lupus, herpes, cancer, impotence, paralysis, and others. I didn't publicize the ad here. I went to New York with the ad. And I put it in the British Voice, the Amsterdam News, and the New York Post. Well, when the Attorney General saw that somebody claiming to cure AIDS in 1985, 87, he said, arrest the man. My mama had me to do that. You see, my mother was ashamed of what people were saying about me. My mother was telling folks, you know, my son cured a person of diabetes. Oh, come on now. Cut it out. Or my son cured someone of AIDS. Stop it. My mama said, look, why don't you do me a favor? Put the ad in the paper that you could do these things, and they're going to put you in jail because they're not going to believe you. Because you're not living in a country where truth is believed. No. Whenever you talk in America, always think that they're going to think that you're lying. So now, put the ad in the papers and you're going to go to jail. I put the ad in the papers and ran 1 year, 2 years, and the second year I was arrested. The cops came with their guns. Are you Dr. Sebi? I said, yes, I am. When you have charged with practicing medicine without a license by the grand jury, I said, may I ask you, why do you have your guns in your hand drawn? They said the element of surprise. A surprise? I said, you made it. My mama told me 2 years ago you were coming. So I went to jail. While they put me in front of the camera, Channel 7 asked, do you really cure AIDS, Dr. Sebi? I cure AIDS then, cure AIDS now, and for as long as I live, I'll be able to cure AIDS. The judge asked, why do you give the same medicine to everybody? I said, because there's only one disease. One disease, the doctor said. Dr. Victor Herbert jumped up. I told you this man is unscientific. But he's right, I am unscientific. But if science has to be the barometer that we're going to use to reverse disease, science already has 500 years. What have you cured? So we have to look outside of science. And what do you find outside of science, Dr. Sebi? You find an organic word, the African biomineral balance. I've never heard of such a thing. That's Dr. Victor Herbert again. He never heard of the African biomineral balance. I said, but Your Honor, Dr. Victor Herbert is right again. You have never heard of the African biomineral balance? What is the African biomineral balance, Dr. Sebi? This is the judge. The African biomineral balance is a therapeutical approach to pathology that addresses disease on two levels. One is the cleansing, the other is the revitalizing of the cells. Right. We're going to clean the body, and we're going to build the cell back. Simple as that. that's all I do. I make everything simple. Remember, I'm the boy that didn't go to school. So why should I make things complex? Things I don't know, I tell you. I don't know what it is to be spiritual because I am not spiritual. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't know what it is. I don't have a soul because I don't know what that is either. Don't tell me I have a mind because I'm going to point up to my brain. But I don't know where to find it in here. So therefore, but I live in a very comfortable zone. Meaning that I was ostracized by my brothers and my sisters. Why? Because they were Christians. But I'm not that. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Buddha. I'm not a Muslim. I'm nothing. I'm the child of that naked woman in the jungles of Africa. So they being this, that, and the other, they put me aside. And that was okay with me. But one day, I'm going to look at this thing square in the face. When I came home to visit my mother on Christmas Eve, my brother had the head of a dead animal on the table. My brother had the head of a dead animal on the table. I said, hey, what are you going to do with this head? I'm going to eat it. And you used to eat it too. I said, I remember my mother giving me this to eat. But you see what happened? I happened to go to America. I met some black folks in Los Angeles that knew a little bit more than I did when I was here. And this head of this dead animal is not going to help you. Oh, they're going to give me protein. Protein? And what is that? I don't know if anyone in this room could tell me what is protein. But my brother, being a Christian, he had to follow the tenets of Christianity. And Christianity asked the followers to eat the head of a dead animal. But if there is a biochemist in this room, and I would like for this lecture incidentally to be an interactive one, don't think that I'm here imposing myself on you. I'm going to talk about something that is black, that has never been brought to us before. Everything I know is European. That's not right. I'm out the jungles. If you bring me something other than the jungle, then you're imposing yourself on me. You are disrespecting me. You have no love for me if you bring me something other than that which comes from the jungle. Why? Because what comes from the jungle is out tonight. You understand me? It's clean. It's beautiful. Our history, because of those beginnings, here's what happened in Brazil about some years back. This Russian guy is going to play a game on me. Because the Mexican is making fun of the Frenchman, telling him that he never shut his mouth, because Mexican made tequila, and the Frenchman said, you forgot who made champagne. So the Mexican asked me, what are you going to say about your people? I said, I can say something about my people. The Russian said, you better watch it. Why? Because the mama didn't have any clothes on 500 years ago. I said, what did you say about my mama didn't have any clothes on yet? I said, you don't hear what he said? Yes, defend her. I said, I don't have to defend my mama. He already did. You see, when he said that mama didn't have any clothes on, he's saying that mama lived in a highly moral and ethical society where she could walk around without no clothes. Nobody would protect her. Try it now, Grandma. Tell your mama to take her clothes off. That's my mama. So in looking at mama, mama didn't have any land. The Irish brought that to Africa with a book, with some barley, a look at Africa today. One side eat hog and the other side eat lamb, and none is African. Is that right? Is that love? Is that love that we're receiving? Well, right now, the boy lived in error. He's wrong. Because when he found out that he could cure diseases, he went to Dominica and they kicked him out. They booed him out. He went to South Africa under Mandela. And the boy that had looked at me like I was stupid. And they booed me out too. I went to Zimbabwe. They said, please leave. I went to Sierra Leone. Hey, don't even open your mouth. Come back to the United States. Some of you ask me, you really kill AIDS? Of course I do. Proud to say it. Why? Because I did something that others overlook. I removed the mucus from the body. Remember what I said, there's only one disease? The mucus squares it down. If the mucus is in the bronchial tubes, it's bronchitis. If it's in the brain, it's insanity or epilepsy. But if it's in the skin, the blood, under the lymphatic system, it is AIDS. So what does Sebi does? He removed the mucus. There goes AIDS. Community access news. Arborists cure AIDS, cancer, sickle cell, and others. The New York Supreme Court can't disagree. That's true. Doesn't mean anything. Curing AIDS, a black man curing AIDS mean absolutely nothing. If I was white or Chinese, yes. Why? Because you cannot support me. Why? Well, I'm going to show you. If I, your brother, can stand here just like you, no more than you, no less than you, and I cure AIDS and sickle cell, and I go to Africa, where it is most needed, and they bought me out white, and you, on the other hand, it's difficult for you to help me, because your leader has to sanction it. If the leader doesn't sanction it, you will not help. Well, this is what happened. When I came back, we said, Dr. Sebi, why don't you go to Oprah? I said, why don't you go? Why don't you go to Jesse Jackson? I said, why don't you go? Why haven't they helped you? I don't know why. I can raise, I can success. I cure diabetes. I have proved that 100,000 times. Why do you want me to go to them? For what? Have you known them to indulge in helping with things like this? No. When I was in the morning, sent the basketball team from Tennessee, looked at a bunch of nappy-headed hoes, everybody jumped on it. He's wrong! Jesse Jackson, he's wrong! Everybody out him, he's wrong. That man wasn't wrong. That man was never wrong. That man saw a bunch of nappy-headed hoes. And you want the man to take it back? That's the man is telling you what he saw. How disrespectful could you be? The man is telling you what he saw, and you're going to tell the man to take it back? Why should a man take it back? The man is telling you the truth. That's what he saw. My take on that, I must. What did you eat that day that you saw a bunch of that bread? Nobody saw that with you. Help me. He didn't hear him. He didn't hear him just like I need healing now. Like we all need healing. I must need healing. So after going to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Dominica, and kicking me out, my mama said, why don't you go This should be. I am. That's you. That's not them. So what do I do? Shut your mouth. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Shut your mouth. And that's what I've been doing. Been in the village of 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤. I couldn't go to anyone. I couldn't talk because remember, I'm the boy that's wrong. They kicked me out, they kicked me out, they kicked me out, I keep on trying. Why? Because I have no allies. Why? Because I'm not spiritual. You have to be spiritual to have allies. You have to have a soul. You have to have a mind. And I don't have either one of them. Because I don't know what they are. And how far now? I didn't go 12 years old. They take me to do an election like this. She said, the brother asked, what are you going to talk about today? I said, I don't know. She said, why don't you talk about the soul, mind, and spirit? The little girl, 12 years old, said, if you do, you are a liar. And you know I hate you. Dr. Sebi, you know I hate you. And she had to hate me. Taina had to hate me. Why? Because I took away eggs, chicken, I took away milk, I took away cheese. And she's only 12, but she had this national discharge that is very bad. It's green and very funky. So when I took it away, everything left, but she still had that memory of those things. So she said to me, even though I hate you, one thing about you I do remember, you tell the truth. And if you talk about the soul, mind, and spirit, you are a liar. Because those things did not come out of reality. They came out of the imagination. I dropped it from that day onward. I never mentioned it. Why? Because I could only indulge in truth. And truth is what I know. If I don't know it, it isn't true to me. So what I do now, that we tapping into our DNA, everything that is difficult clears up. But how do we do that? I speak Spanish. I speak English. But what is the language that I communicate with you? What resonates with me? I don't know. That's been taken away from me. Just like my food has been taken away from me. I'm eating the food of the polar bear. Here I am, a gorilla, eating the food of a polar bear. That's not right. If the world is so interested in the black man, love should be extended. And love is, you do not kick someone when they're down. You help them. You help them. And I say that to say this. Whenever you have a people that belong to a different set of rules, different genetic predisposition, and the Chinese are sending shiploads of hog guts and hog ribs to Africa, what are they saying? I don't give a damn about these black folks. That is what they're saying. What about the duck that is sending the chicken, knowing that these things are going to hurt us? They know this. You don't know it. But I know it. We have the right to address our condition that we find ourselves in today. Sick. Do we have the right to address this condition? Or do we have to ask someone permission? No, I don't think so. The black race always had the ability to do that which is necessary to remedy a situation. We always had an ability. God gave us that. We don't need to ask anybody permission to heal ourselves. And this is what they did to me. When you arrested me, I was not supposed to say that I cured these diseases. But why not? Why not?
They hadn't done it first.
Now today should be the turning point. DNA we carry because it was not an aggressive one. We have loved everybody, always will, because we are about love. And that is why today it's important that we explore that better part of us, that DNA, that dictate. But for me to be black, I cannot have anything in me that resonates Chinese or white or Arab or Eskimo. I have to be unadulterated black. Why? Because I have to get out of me the best I could get. Tolerant, not adulterated. And with that position, be courageous. And we see how easy it is. Everything is easy once you go back home. But Mama has been looked at as being a savage. The only woman that was identified as a savage was Mama. But she lived in an alkaline environment, and she had no money. She had no alcohol. She had no sin. She was sinless. I am her son. If my mama was sinless, so am I.
I'm so sorry, man. I feel terrible.
A musician by the name of Mr. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞 came to visit me. And I asked him, hey, man, what do you see as the root cause of our problem, or part of it? He said, we are ashamed. We feel ashamed. We feel ashamed of what they showed us our mama go about. She was naked in the jungle. But that is the position that shows us how far away we are from where we should be. I'm not saying that we should take our clothes off and go back to the jungle, but there are components from that jungle that we need today to make us healthy. Yes, the same component that made Mama healthy 500 years ago, those things are still there. And Dr. Sebi decided to go to Africa and research the herbs. While the brothers were going to Egypt, and I wasn't spend my money going to no Egypt, I'm going to the jungle. So when the brothers came back from Egypt, they came back with a souvenir about some rocks that they built in the desert. I came back with some herbs that cured Uncle John and Paul of diabetes and impotence. We have a tendency to confuse Africa. Because whenever we talk about progress, we talk about Egypt. Egypt? Come on, man. Egypt ate ducks. They ate cows. And they were doing things with gold and glass. We were in the forest living without no clothes on, having a ball. In an alkaline environment. It's different. We're not better than anyone, but we're different. We see things different. That's why I said I am not sinful. I'm dreaming that I'm watching John Coltrane playing some music because I had the channel of the television at 850, which is jazz. But it was the jazz imprint of the vibration in my head. But I was seeing this naked woman again. So when I went to the airport that morning that I had to come to the United States, the government is telling folks about a little girl that was cured of leukemia. 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬 is her name. Little 12-year-old girl was in coma. So the governor is telling them about me when I arrived. But there are two missionaries listening. And they said to me, we have heard of your miracles, but have you been saved? From what? Sebi sins. And I'm surprised. Surprised at what? I said, the color of my skin should have prevented you from asking me that question. Amen. My mama was sinless. So am I. I don't know what the word sin is. Because that word didn't come out of the jungle. So I don't know what sin is. And this is precisely why I am not spiritual. Because we didn't have that word in the jungle. I don't know what that stuff means. Because when I look at spiritual people eat, I'm not going to eat what they're eating because it'll make me sick. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be sick. I'm only 81. I have a baby that's born to me a month ago that I have to go home and change diapers. She said she wanted to be a doctor like daddy. So I have all these things to live for. These babies, you know, I have a 19 years old that runs the living. I can't afford to get sick. And if I eat what spiritual people eat, I'm going to get sick. So brothers and sisters, look, it's simple. Once we return into our DNA, you're not offending anyone. I'm not a Chinaman. I'm not a Caucasian. I'm not an Eskimo. I'm not the junglers of Africa. Don't deny me that. That's all I have left now. Yeah, I don't know anything about Plato and Socrates. I don't need to know about Plato and Socrates. I need to know about my mama. Because she's the one that birthed me, not Plato or Socrates. That's why I was a little bit taken aback when I was invited to Atlanta to do a speech. I'm the keynote speaker. But when I got there, they're talking about this whale. And what's the name of the man with the whale? Jonah and the whale.
Jonah.
Brothers are talking about Jonah and a whale. Wow. I don't know how Jonah and a whale connects with our situation now. I don't know. I don't know how Egypt, going to Egypt, but it had me with our situation now. So I went to the jungle and I found the answer. The natural plants, no aloe vera, no concrete, no peppermint, no St. John wort, no echinacea. All these herbs, golden cilium, they are hybrids. They are unnatural. They are poisonous. Then when I go to India and they feed me curry, that's Palomar. There aren't any tree that produces curry in it. That's the Palomar. It's made in the laboratory. You see, Mama didn't have to go to separating. Mama didn't have to separate anything. I don't need to go to the black one. You could understand. Mama didn't have to learn about the 4 food groups. Why? Because all she had in her environment was that which was alkaline. Today, we don't know that which is alkaline. We don't know. I know I'm being tricked sometimes. I got to be very careful. But I'm learning. Yes, I have chlorines and sickle cell and blindness, but that doesn't mean I know everything about healing, isn't it? I'm still learning. All right? So as we select from the plants, we have to select what geologically speaking they call native plants. What is the difference with a native plant and a made plant? Well, let's do the aloe vera. That's made. It has starch. It is acid-based. Now, with a nopal. This is why I respect the Mexicans. The Mexicans are the only people on earth. Listen carefully now. The Mexicans are the only people on earth that eats a natural food every day as a staple. No other ethnic group or race. They call it nopal. Latin American knows that. Many of you know it too in the Caribbean. They call it ratchet. So there's a lot for us to learn, right? But thus far, you and I have raised the bar and set the standards. We cure AIDS, we cure diabetes, we cure blindness and everything else. Why? With the African bio-mineral balance. So, should we practice something lesser? Should we? But this is what the American hero did to me. Here it is. When I was arrested, all of the black healers ran out of New York. Why? Because they said that I did something wrong. The attorney general said that not only are you going to put me in jail, he's going to put me under the jail. I was okay. He had a big surprise. The brother won. On the 2,781 cases. But all the healers, the left, couldn't make the claim that I'm making. Yes, I cure AIDS. Yes, I cure sickle cell. I cure it. You can't deny me now because I can prove it to you with these papers. I'm doing the left. I could call the name, but it wouldn't be right? Or should I? Call the name? They had a lien against me. Call the name? Dick Gregory. Dr. Phil Valentine. All of them got together in New York against me. Well, that was okay with me because I know that it was coming from a lesser position. And they didn't understand me. They didn't understand me. I went to Harvard University to do a lecture. And that afternoon, Dick Gregory told the audience that God gave us sickle cell to fight malaria. You think that was right? I don't think that was right. God didn't give no black man sickle cell anemia. You know how we got it? All of us have some degree of sickle cell anemia, including me. There's a little girl right out in Washington, D.C. Her name is 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿. She had sickle cell. Her daddy came to me, amen, I need help. Well, we helped her. But they called up with me, the police. Took me to Georgetown Pediatric Hospital. Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Gluck. And who could this man that bad feet? They say, he's Dr. Sebi. What kind of doctor is he? I said, I didn't know the coming times. But I had a law. I had a law that I compiled while I was treating a killer. And I gave it to the good doc, Dr. Steinberg, the hematologist. I didn't go to school. She was a hematologist. She went to school many years. She went to the program. Oh, you didn't give a kid a protein. I didn't give a kid a protein. No, you didn't. I said, what is protein? What is protein? You don't know? I said, I heard about it. Like I heard about the soul too. But I don't know what it is. What is protein? One of the 19 amino acids, which are the building blocks of life. I said, but Dr. Steinberg, are they electrical? Why do you ask that? Because the human body is electrical. The food has to be electrical. How many electrons per atom does protein book he had. Well, I don't know. You are not going to the base of your argument. You are the doctor. I'm the uneducated. Dr. Steinberg, I'm forced to ask you, what is sickle cell anemia? Sickle cell anemia is a disease that black people got 10,000 years ago because their blood went through mutation. Ooh, wow. I said, I'm more confused. She said, why? Because there's a brother Albert named Dick Gregory. He goes around the world and he tells folks that God gave us sickle cell. And you tell me it's mutation. The problem with both statements is that Dick Gregory only knows what came from your brother's skull. And you are talking about what came from your brother's skull. But none of it came from Africa. But I'm going to tell you something, Dr. Steinberg. Sickle cell is not mutation or God. It is the deprivation of iron. I know I chose sickle cell. So you see, we have a lot to learn, isn't it? We have a lot to do. Because right now, the boy here went to Harvard, this sickle cell center on Georgia Avenue. People told me I had to go there to respond to a meeting. I said, but why am I going to go there when they're not going to let me speak because I am not part of the academia? You see, you have to go to school to learn to think. You cannot think unless you go to school. So I don't know how the hell I'm doing it. Gotta go. I said, okay, I'm gonna go. And your woman was the one that did that to me. A group of women. Y'all always get me in trouble. So here, I go out to Georgia, I use the Cell Research Foundation, and Dr. Landerdorf, Dr. Pierre Landerdorf comes out. He said, I am the Dr. Pierre Landerdorf from Abidjan, Ivory Coast. I have been monitoring a sickle cell patient for 14 years, and under certain stress conditions, he exhibits the presence of 𝐦𝐨𝐿. I stood up. Stupid again? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, so he turns. I go up to Dr. Steinberg, Dr. Dr. Pierre Landerdorf. Everybody seems to agree with you, but me. And it isn't that I'm disagreeing with you. I just have to understand what you said. Maybe it's my limitation, my limited understanding. But did you say that 𝐦𝐨𝐿 is present under certain stress conditions? Said yes. Do you disagree? I said, no, I don't disagree with anyone. I even agree with the devil. That is God is the truth. I agree with the devil. I said, but did you say that 𝐦𝐨𝐿 is present? And 𝐦𝐨𝐿, is that a derivative of lactic acid? Yes. And lactic acid is a byproduct of milk? Yes. What are you doing giving your patient cow milk? And he's black with sickle cell anemia. That is totally inconsistent. This forces me to ask you, Dr. Landerdorf, what is sickle cell anemia? The good doctor didn't know. I know he didn't know. I'm going to put out again that evening. The doctor jumped on me. Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Put me out. The last one I'm going to try now. I'm out in my office one Monday morning in New York. The telephone rang. Hello? Dr. Sebi, there's a Afro-American war on AIDS. State Harlem building. And if there's a war on it, we know you have the bomb. Would the priest go? I said, they don't want to let me talk. You got to go anyway. I went. The limousine drivers work because we're late. I said, no, we're not. Why we not? Because you're going to be talking about nothing. So when I got there, they were talking about nothing. And I grabbed an opportunity. Because I'm created that way. A man was talking about how we should make the AIDS patient, comfortable until they die. When the brother was about to sit down, I jumped up. The brother is right. The brother is right. But all the attention's on me now. But we have some better than that. We have to kill everybody that was in there. Turned around. They looked at me. This man had got to be crazy. He said, what? I'm looking at that. I said, yes, I repeat, we have the cure for AIDS and every other disease. Guess what happened? I got pulled out again. Dr. Prince, Dr. Barbara Justice Muhammad, they all said, you shut your mouth. I said, I'm shut my mouth. I've been talking for 15 minutes. And the European medicine been talking for 500 years. Look how much time I have done. Why should I shut my mouth when I create that? I want the world to know that. The only person that liked me to say that was Nelson Mandela. But that was okay with me, because that's why he turned his wife down, because you have to stand the women and he would never see her again, ordered by the Dutchman. But I know he would do that. But you now are telling me something different. That's worse. You tell me I'm going to shut up? When Dr. Ali Muhammad is coming to tell us that AIDS killed black people. Well, we need to hear it from him, because he total oblivious to that. I didn't know AIDS killed black folks. He needs to tell us. We ain't talking about a cure, lady. But you see, because I'm one of you, I'm not a leader. I am not a follower of anybody. When I came out, my mama, she did with me like the lioness did with the little lion that became the king of the jungle. Oh yes, the king of the jungle. Who taught him everything he knows? His mama or his daddy? Well, mama, right? Well, what she taught him, he became the king of the jungle. So I'm that little boy too. It's easy. Honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long upon the land. Where did my mama come from? Europe or China? Neither one. Came out after, right? So if you offer me something that didn't come from mama, you're being disrespectful. You're being grossly disrespectful. You don't do that. You don't do that. Then I begin to notice something. Out of Europe came Christianity, which is good. Out of Arabia came Islam, which is also good. Out of India came the Christians, good too. What came out of Africa? Nothing. Because she didn't need it. Now, I am everything, but I'm divided. I don't like you. I don't like myself. I cannot see. And in the African Urwa, self-abandonment is perpetual blindness. I don't know anything about Caucasian or Chinese, Arab or Eskimos, but I know a little bit about my mama, and she lived in an organic world. She lived in a beautiful world. I am her son. I'm an offspring of a woman that didn't have religion, that didn't have money, that didn't have disease. Could we go back there? It would be easy, isn't it? No, look how far away we are now. That is Dr. Sebi, your brother. No better than you. One of you standing here. Because as I come on this podium to talk to you, I can't come on here and talk about something that is other than black. But it so happened that when we talk about black, we compliment everyone. White folks come to me, Jews come to me, Chinese come to me, and they're here. But that is the son of Africa. The Rabbi 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞 said to me, I have to fly from Israel to come and get healing from the son of the slave. And I am the son of the slave master. I said, that's right, Rabbi. Your master in a paradise safe. But it was good. It was good for him to recognize that I'm not his enemy. Black folks have never been the enemy of anyone. So now, from Noble Drew, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Pilot Malcolm, H. Black Brown, all of those brothers came with offering to us that they felt would elevate our position. So now that we have had all of them, you and I are left with this legacy to heal ourselves now. Because we've been through the spiritual.